Welcome to the Weather Network's Extreme Weather Team. I'm meteorologist Chris Scott, and we're happy to have you aboard. The Extreme Weather Team is a group of people right across the country whose mission it is to be our eyes and ears on the ground during times of active or severe weather. This is how it works. When you see active weather in your area, give us a call at the number we've provided. Using your identification number, we'll enter your report into a database. That way, our on-camera presenters will be able to relay the information you give us to other viewers in your region. Not only will you be providing good details for other people in your region, it also helps us make better short-term forecast in the 0 to 3 hour time frame. Now, of course, the atmosphere can be a very chaotic system. It can be very dangerous, so we don't encourage you to do any storm chasing. However, if severe weather does find you, please give us a call here.
Holy smokes! Wow! This is craziness!
Severe weather can be divided into two seasons, and we'll start with the summer season. Now, of course, in summertime, much of severe weather is associated with thunderstorms. So let's take a look at how a thunderstorm works. First of all, we have this warm, humid air at the surface. That's the key ingredient to get a thunderstorm going. Warm, humid air at the surface, cooler, drier air aloft. So this is the inflow that comes into the cloud, or the updraft of a storm. Now, what happens? This is the organizing stage, the growing stage. All this warm air rises, it mixes with the cooler air aloft, and that's why it's rising so quickly. Then we get lightning to form. Lightning in the cloud, and eventually strong outflow forms in the cloud. This can cause damaging winds at the surface as this outflow hits the ground and spreads out. So all of these things combined make thunderstorms a very severe phenomenon in the summer. Let's take a look at the things you should be looking for and the things we want you to report in the summertime. First of all, very intense or frequent lightning. This would be if you see continuous lightning of about 1 flash every second. Call us if you see that. As well, for hail, we want to know if you see any size of hail. Of course, hail can be damaging not only to cars and other vehicles, but especially to agricultural interests. So give us a call. Any size of hail, even if it's very small hail, that could potentially lead to a bigger system as it exits your neighborhood. As well, flooding, heavy rain is very common in these strong thunderstorms. So if you see water flowing over the roads, a lot of water laying in places, that's a good idea to give us a call. Of course, more than 25 millimeters in an hour can cause flooding, and if you see more than 75 millimeters or 3 inches in 24 hours, we'd like to hear from you as well. Now, one final thing in terms of wind damage is that when we see small branches snap, that's an indication that the winds are picking up to an intensity that could cause further damage. So if you start to see branches being snapped from trees, give us a call. We want to hear your report. And finally, with a tornado, of course, this is Mother Nature's trump card, the most impressive system of all. A tornado, a funnel cloud, or a wall cloud. If you see either of these systems hanging at the base of a cloud, hanging at the base of a thunderstorm, we'd like to hear from you so we can alert other people in your area that heavy weather is approaching. Now, winter severe weather may not be as severe locally, but it can often affect a much wider area. Case in point, heavy snow with a snowstorm. If you see snow accumulating at more than 2 centimeters per hour or more than 15 centimeters falls in a region, then give us a call and we can pass it along to other viewers. Now, maybe one of the most underrated things about winter weather is blowing snow. It doesn't have to be precipitating in your area, but if you see gusty, windy conditions that are reducing visibility to less than ½ a kilometer, that, of course, is very hazardous to driving, and we'd like to hear from you in this case. Now, perhaps one of the most damaging aspects of winter weather is freezing rain. If you see any freezing rain or ice pellets for that matter, we'd like to hear from you. Of course, the ice storm of 1998 was one of the most costly disasters in Canadian history, and this is how freezing rain works. It's rather interesting. Aloft, we actually have snow falling out of the clouds, but look at this temperature profile. It's below freezing at, say, 6 or 7 kilometers above the surface. Then the temperature actually rises above 0, and that would be around 2 or 3 kilometers. What happens is those snowdrops, or snowflakes, then melt, and they actually melt into raindrops. Now, when those raindrops hit the ground, of course, the temperature is below freezing. They freeze on contact, and of course, that's what causes the real damage with freezing rain. Ice building up on surfaces. So please give us a call if you see any type of freezing rain or ice pellets in your area. Now, finally, year-round, we can deal with fog. Fog can be a very insidious weather event. not necessarily showing itself until maybe early in the morning when you go out driving to work, something like that. So give us a call if visibilities in your area are reduced to less than half a kilometer. Finally, we'd like to reiterate that safety is paramount when it comes to severe weather. Don't put your lives in danger to find severe weather. If it comes to you, that's when we'd like to hear about the severe weather in your area. Here are some tips that we have what to do in a thunderstorm. If you are outside, avoid water, avoid open places, and avoid all metal objects. What you want to do is crouch down. You want to make yourself as round as possible because pointed objects have a greater electric field around them and will attract lightning. Place your hands over your ears to minimize any hearing damage if lightning is very close to you. And of course, if you're indoors, avoid water. Stay away from doors and windows. Of course, water is a great conductor of electricity. Don't use the telephone, and turn off, unplug, and avoid electrical appliances.